It is time for another Hublet Q&A and also tea. Before we jump in, got some quick fleet updates, so let's just jump into that. Just before we jump into the Q&A, a quick fleet update on some minor matters. The Primera, first of all, I've ordered some cheap generic one-way valves. Note the direction arrow. So does that mean we now have a working rear wiper? Rear washer rather. Let's find out. I shall apply some ignition and I shall turn you around so you can see that when I do this we get two lovely dribbles of slightly murky screen wash. And on Myrtledom it is, the cam cover, is it now leaking? I'm not entirely sure. It doesn't look like it's leaking as badly as it was before, but I still have my suspicions about the gasket here, the seal. So we'll keep monitoring that. There's still a little whiff of burning oil going on, but we shall continue to monitor Myrtle's progress. Oh, and the rover hasn't been collected yet. Hopefully that will happen fairly soon. And with that done, we should jump into the questions. We'll start on Patreon. Glenn Ree says, I'm hoping I can actually make a live Q&A. Unlikely, these are pre-recorded. I do need to do some more live streams, so they're always fun. I like the interaction. Glenn asks if you had the chance to video a 5-car shootout, you know, 5 cars of a theme, super minis, blah blah blah, what would be the 5 you'd like to compare? That's a bit weird because I was having some thoughts last night and it's probably people's cars. Let's get a Citroen 2CV, Morris Minor, Fiat 500, Volkswagen Beetle, and another people's car. 5 absolute icons for you know, the people's cars that were in production for ages. Mini might well be.
Oh gosh, yeah. Did you not put that in there?
Yeah, so Mini and Morris Minor. I think that would be an interesting one to do. I would love to do that. But actually the logistics of trying to make a multi-car shoot happen are just a nightmare. But yeah, I would like to do it. Well, we've only got the 2 questions. Bradley Jason House, quick one for you. Do you ever find yourself going to YouTube after a purchase to see what other people have thought about the same model? Tends to be the opposite, to be honest. Until I've driven it, I don't really want to see anyone else's opinion of it. So I don't want to colour my own judgment. So with the Primera, I'll probably go now and see if I can find any videos, but I wouldn't just as I'd bought it. The Sana is a bit different. The Sana's stuck off the road. There's a lovely Top Gear test drive by Tiff Niddell of the Yugo Sana, so I have seen that one quite a few times, and I don't think anyone's ever done a test of an Altsit, but there are a few Altsit videos about. And Keith Adams of the AR Online website has also got a very nice feature about the development of the Altsit. Well worth a look. That's aronline.co.uk. And that is it on Patreon this time. Very quiet on there. I'm not sure it necessarily announces to everyone it's happened. So I have to apologise for streaming noises in the background. Downside to being on a farm. So we'll jump onto YouTube. James Wallace, can you do a rate my car video? Be interesting to hear both your views on the cars and also see what other stuff we all drive. That is something I've been floating around with. It would definitely need each person sending in a video to do a wiper test, and I can definitely rate your wipers.
Wipers and lights?
Wipers and lights, yes. So that would be good. Barry Davis, how's the search for a new unit storage going? Not particularly well. I think we're going to focus on finding somewhere to live rather than somewhere to house more of my junk. I did actually look at a bigger place this week, but A, it's pushing the budget quite hard, and B, it's more space. I'll just fill it. We've actually had some improvement works going on today. They've started boarding in the roof, the open section along here, so hopefully less water will get in.
They are lovely here, and they are making changes.
Yeah, so
it's a family farm, so they are doing everything that they can, so fair play to them.
And I think we could do a bit more as well, like maybe put a bit of plastic up. I don't want to cover the ventilated sides entirely, but surely we can do some improvement. So it might be a case of improving here rather than moving elsewhere. I think I was just feeling particularly grumpy because the weather has been so spectacularly bad lately. Max Eves, what have you and Miss Hublet been doing to get away from the COVID grind and to give you both a break? Nothing.
No, nothing really.
Home education really has been a grind.
I mean, this is our escapism when we come up here and do this, isn't it?
Yeah, and I've got my trucks.
Yes, you've got
Euro
your
Truck Simulator.
Yes.
I am hooked on it.
And also, we little things like we went to the beach the other day.
Because we're fortunate we can walk to a beach.
Yeah,
we're not allowed to drive anywhere for access.
But we can walk to the beach. So.
Yeah.
And that was really, really nice. I think it's all about finding those little things. I was thinking last night that we need to do more little things like, special dinners or little
it is so difficult because the weeks just leave us exhausted. So we get to the weekends and all we want to do really is collapse.
And the Hublets particularly are absolutely exhausted because they're following a normal school day.
Yeah.
So we do
easy.
what we can to get our headspace.
Billy 2 Rivers 1. All the numbers. Have you thought of building a go-kart for the Hublets? It would be a good project. We've got a funny story about a go-kart, haven't we?
Have we?
Yeah, because the boy has one.
Yes, he
a
does.
little pedal one.
Oh.
But you assembled. And what happened last summer?
The wheel fell off.
Yeah, I watched him come around the corner and his back wheel just went whee! That was quite amusing. But it is now secure. But I can hear the beep of a Casio F91W, which I still haven't put on my wrist, but apparently the alarm's set on it. And it goes off at 11:56 every day.
And I think what the kids would like to do is build a car.
Yeah.
I think they've set their goals.
I mean, a go-kart's all well and good, but we haven't got anywhere they could use a go-kart, really.
Not at the moment.
So a little pedal one, we've kind of got somewhere they can go, but anything with an actual engine or power, there's nowhere they could use it. So it might be a fun project, but it just builds something we can't actually use. So whereas if we can get them involved with building an actual car, we can use a car. Because
mini Miss Hubnut is 14, so we're 3 years away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If we're going to build a car, we need to get on with it. Nigel Rudd also asks, are you getting a new unit or going to improve the present one? Well, the owners are carrying out some improvements, so I think we'll be staying here. Alan Lansdale, have you thought about getting a ramp or maybe some quick jacks to save your knees? This is a tricky one because I don't want to move too far away from being just a bloke in a shed. And once you start getting ramps and loads of power tools, a bit like Mighty Car Mods, you lose that tinkering on a driveway flavour. I still like Mighty Car Mods, but it's not what it used to be. So I don't want to look professional. Think there's any danger of that? Moving swiftly on. David Parry, if any of the fleet could be converted to electric, which one would it be? That's a tricky one.
You talked about Foxanne.
Yeah, Foxanne has been mentioned before. I think it should be hilarious as electric with that steering lock and rear wheel drive. She would be an awesome drift machine if you gave her a nice powerful electric motor. I wouldn't want to do Tuck because her CVT drivetrain is exactly what makes her. Ellie, I couldn't convert Ellie unless I really had to. If that was the only solution, but the only way I could use the 2CV was to make it electric, I would. But until then, the engine is a huge part of the car. Yeah, I think Foxanne's probably most likely.
That noise is distinctive, isn't it? The 2CV.
Yeah, exactly.
You lose that. You would lose that as part of the experience.
Paige Greer, I've noticed you have been doing more videos and been trying to be more creative. Partly because of no testing, because I can't get out and drive cars. Is it hard to come up with new content? It is, and I need to follow. I think there's a lot more different content I could do that isn't just me tinkering and making a mess of things. I need to try and focus on that because another week has gone and I haven't done anything. The brochures, I've tried doing the brochure things, but I think I could do more historical stuff. So yeah, we'll see. Nigel Rudd, Miss Hubnut, a good book is the AA book of the car.
Okay, we shall have a look at that one.
I can't remember if I've still got one of those or if I gave it away. Sorry.
Who knows? Could be in there.
Dexter's Folly. This is a question I ask everyone. What is everyone's favourite film, all four of you? We're going to do a separate Q&A with the kiddies a bit later on.
We'll ask that one of those two.
So we'll ask them. Yeah, favourite film. Oh, I'm quite a big fan of the Lord of the Rings trilogy, which is why going to Hobbiton last year. Was it last year? Yeah, it was last year. Was a major highlight for me. Those films are just extraordinary.
Rocky Horror Picture Show. I've always loved that film. I don't like it. I've shown him it once. He doesn't get it.
No.
Rocky Horror Picture Show. Mary Poppins has been a perennial favourite from when I was a child.
Oh, I hate that one.
And Le Jeu des Enfants. You've seen it.
Oh, that one.
Yes.
Oh, Concrete.
Don't give it away. Don't give it away.
Yeah.
But that is it's a French film with that dark side that they quite often have.
Yeah, I did quite enjoy that one.
It's a fantastic film. So if you do get the opportunity, watch that film because it is absolutely brilliant.
Ali Mac Mechanical can't really think of anything to ask. So he said, would you ever buy a Freelander, K-Series or TD4? Well, you've missed an important one out there. When the Freelander was launched, it had the L-Series Rover engine. And I quite like one of those. A nice early Freelander with that L-Series. It's a bit agricultural perhaps, but I think fundamentally it's a sound engine. It's kind of a development of the Perkins Prima, I believe. So I want one of those, but I'm a bit wary of Freelanders. They've got problematic electrics, windows that open randomly, four-wheel drive system that isn't the most robust. So yeah, I'm not sure I'm ever going to buy one, even though I've always found them brilliant to look at. Miles Wilkins, question for all of you, so again we'll do this with the children later. What's your favourite song or piece of music?
Well, my favourite song that I'm forbidden from playing at home at the moment is When Doves Cry by Prince. I adore that song.
It's a fantastic song, we just don't need to listen to it every day.
I could cheerfully listen to it on repetition till I
know. No. No. As soon as that fires up, I'm like, not again. Magnificent piece of music. For me, I think one of my absolute favourites at the moment, it does tend to change, is the New Deco Ensemble. Have done a Daft Punk suite. They've just released an Outcast suite.
Have we not listened to that?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, you must have told me about it.
Yeah, I think I told you it was coming up. So, New Deco Ensemble, they do classical... They're not classical covers, they're interpretations. And I think they're absolutely staggering. So go and find that on YouTube. You will enjoy it, I hope.
You will enjoy it.
You will enjoy it. Ian Ellis, hope you're well. My question is, would you let the Mini Hublets choose a car to add to the fleet without your influence? Also, would they be able to agree on one particular model? I think that might be one for them later on.
Would they be able to agree on one particular model?
The chances
no,
that
they can't agree on anything.
No.
But I think if they chose something, I think it would be fitting. I think you'd be pleasantly surprised if they did manage to, you know.
Maybe we'll do that one day. We'll let them choose.
Just let them go, give them a budget and let them go.
Yeah.
That would be awesome, actually.
Shane Marsh, would you get rid of the entire fleet for the chance of something really special, like a Tatra 613 or a Matra Rancho? Oh,
Ian, you wouldn't.
I couldn't. No. And another question for the Hublets later. So we'll. That's nice, isn't it? Aww. So we'll share that one with you later. AM. Admired the way you've been able to keep both the spirits and the content up. Oh, it's been so difficult. I have really struggled, frankly. I am convinced happier days lie ahead. So am I. Question for you both is whether you feel overwhelmed by the tasks at hand, particularly the Altsit and Sana. That's best wishes from Australia.
Well, first things first, because these are dark times, and do you know what? You do see the smiley face of Hubnut, but we do have our moments, us and Hublets. But we're very lucky to have each other and have that support. But don't be under the illusion that we are just fluffy all the time. We have had our moments, and we cannot wait.
But it's okay. The injuries heal quickly. No, it hasn't been that bad, but I mean, everyone has moments where you're just a bit dark and grumbly. And I think the fact that we were kind of thrown together at the start of lockdown, really,
yes,
it's been so pleasant. We've been so very lucky that we all get on.
Yeah, we've had some of the best times, which again, that's got guilt in it, because you're thinking, how can I be having the best time?
Yeah, not everyone's having the great time.
No.
I have to remind the children, because they go, oh, this is terrible, isn't it? Because a lot of people are finding it hard. And we're like, well, no, if you look at what we did last year, we were very lucky. So you have to be grateful for what you have.
Yeah.
And whether we're overwhelmed by the old Sit and Sana,
no.
The Sana's frustrating me just because I feel I can't really progress with it. The Altsit just needs us to actually assess it and see what it needs. We have a grand plan, and this is your idea really, but we must get one of those two done this year. Both is out of the question, I think, but one of them we must get done.
So what the objective will be is we're going to choose one of them for this year. The other one, we are looking at a little bit more storage, One will probably go into storage, so we've got a bit more space. And she will come back out again, but it won't be until next year. But this year we want to focus on one of those two and getting one of them back on the road, because we want to keep them both. There's a lot of thoughts of get rid of them, but we want to have them both. They're both special cars, but they are going to be a slow burn. So the objective is we may be here at midnight on New Year's Eve,
but we will do
We'll get one done.
I mean, the question is which one, but at the moment the Sada looks like the easiest project. It needs a little bit of welding, but the Alta is the one that intrigues me most. So
well, maybe we
we'll
open
see.
it out and see what people would like.
Let us know in the comments below which one you want to see up and running first. Nigel Hancock, not car related. What is your favourite food stroke meal? I mean, I don't have the broadest of tastes, I think it's fair to say, but I'm improving all the time.
You're doing fantastic, yeah.
Yes. But last week we had both a meat and a cheese fondue at the same time, and it was spectacular. I must admit, that was an amazing meal.
It was delicious.
This was the kids' recommendation because it was a sort of a joint birthday celebration, and so that's what they wanted. So.
A meat fondue, a cheese fondue, and then chocolate fondue.
Oh, and the lobster! Don't forget the lobster. I didn't partake of lobster, but Mini Hublet seemed to greatly enjoy the experience. So.
My favourite food, this is one of our differences, is that Ian is very particular in his food taste, and I am very much a foodie. I love food, and I think, gosh, my favourite food, we're having one of my favourites this evening. We're having tapas. I love food like the meze, like the tapas, where you can have, I'm greedy, because
just have all the things,
a little bit of everything,
so you get many tastes in one meal.
Yes, things like the tapas, probably my favourites, and a really good steak, I would say. Really good ribeye.
Definitely with one steak. Oh, Tony Smith hopes we are all well. Are there like to be any Hublet socials at the beginning of September? Yes, socials are something we want to do. Talking about trying to do quite a few around the country this year. Little bit early to be planning that at the moment, but hopefully things will settle down and we can come and see you and have Lucky Dip Wish merchandise.
That is going to be amazing.
There we
Up
go.
there with the Hublet bucket of success. The Hublet bucket of wish.
Enflo asks a question that comes up quite a lot. Whatever happened to the caravan you bought a while back? That was an Abbey 212 GT. Gorgeous period features. I saved it. It was just being sold dirt cheap. Dragged it home with my Citroen XM, which I had at the time and still much miss. And but ultimately I didn't get on with it. It was really difficult to reverse it down the driveway where we were, because you can't see where the caravan's going, and I hated getting back home with it. It was just a nightmare. But I also hate driving with a caravan. It is the most frustrating experience. For some reason, towing a car trailer I'm fine with, but a caravan, you just feel the hate of everyone. I decided to sell it. It went to someone in the classic caravan club. That might not be its exact name, and they've restored it because it needed the ceiling redoing, and that was about it really. And they're very happy with it. So I would love to meet up with it again and see how it looks now it's been restored. And Enflo also says, would you consider getting another or a camper van? You do have dreams of camper van or caravan life, don't you?
This is another of our differences. I am a massive caravan fan. I have always had caravan holidays. I have worked with caravans for the past 9 years, and I love caravans. Statics are my particular favourite, but a good tourer...
Yeah, they're good because you don't have to move them and tow them.
But I love caravans, and I regularly pester him with caravans on Marketplace.
Yes, it has been noted that the Primera has a tow bar.
Yes, it has. But I think a caravan is a wonderful idea, because if we're going to go and do socials, and we've got 2 dogs to consider, one of whom is slightly geriatric, bless her.
That's true.
We can take a little home with us, and I think from a dog perspective, okay, and I want a caravan perspective, we should get a caravan.
Right, so this is for the dogs. See, she's trying every angle. Well, will she be successful? You will see later this year. So there we go. Les Palmer, what are the favourite cars of the Hublets? We'll ask them later.
Question
for all, what is your favourite car? I think we'll cover that later on as well. I don't have a favourite. It's definitely not Ellie.
Whoa! Now that's got Ellie not starting written all over it now.
No. Ellie's got a bit of favourite. She's the one who's been on the fleet longest.
Yeah.
You know, over 20 years now.
I know.
Quite extraordinary.
Heading towards the 21.
Yeah, I just noticed that I am wearing my 2CV hoodie. Incidentally, I need to look at getting some more of these done. I think we've only got one left of the Power Less is More hoodie. Two, yeah. So we'll keep you posted on that. Got some more merchandise about coming up in this very video.
But I'm not doing the later.
You're not doing the later?
So what's my favourite car?
Oh, what is your favourite car?
Chevy.
Oh,
I adore
that's better
Chevy.
than Mark 5 Escort.
Wow, see, you know that's on the want list.
Yes. Grade of Floydian Circle. Hope you, Miss Hubnet and Hublet, are doing well. My buddy, who you've met at shows, and I were wondering, where do you think your love of the unexceptional car has come from? I think it really stems from outright rebellion. I've always decided to get my own opinion on things that people think are dreadful. And it's also the fact that, you know, my parents were not wealthy, so our cars were pretty shambolic. The Ford Escort estate when I was really young, which was, my parents are going to love this, aren't they? But mostly didn't work. I remember some workmen bouncing it onto the pavement so they could resurface the road outside our house.
Oh,
and I still remember the sight of it being dragged away on a tow rope to the scrapyard. Then we were carless for a bit, and then my dad got a Hillman Hunter. Hillman Hunter Topaz, no less. I'm currently trying to find one, not to buy, just to drive. If you have a Hillman Hunter Topaz, I would love to hear from you. Had overdrive, vinyl roof, but it would have been like 8 or 9 years old, and it had rust holes in the front wings and the noisiest, squeakiest wipers you've ever heard. But I loved it, and you know, other kids at school would kind of laugh at what was then an ancient car in the mid 1980s, but I loved it. Plus my aunt had Morris Minors and a Morris Oxford, again 20 years old. They were in the 1980s, and I loved them. I loved how different they were, and I think that's where it really comes from. Travelling in a brand new Mark II Cavalier was all well and good, but jumping into a 1960s Morris Oxford with the opening quarter lights, the smell of the wood and leather, sorry, not wood, didn't have any wood, it was the Morris, not a Wolseley, but that deep leather, and the sounds it made, it was all very interesting. And I developed my love of the 2CV while I was at school, much to derision of all my school friends who were all Lamborghinis and Ferraris, and I was like, no, 2CV, much better. So yeah, I've not really cared what anyone else thinks about cars. I want to experience them and enjoy them myself. Does that answer it, do you think?
I think so.
Yeah. Scottish Car Enthusiasts TV, can you see the Primera staying on the fleet long term? And what do the Hublets think of the Primera? I don't think they've actually been out to it yet, have they?
Where did we go? We went somewhere very briefly.
Did we?
Yeah. But I can't remember where. They've only been in it briefly, so their judgment hasn't been cast yet.
Yeah. It might have only been to come up here, maybe, and swap cars.
They are still a little bit sore about the Delica.
Yeah. They still miss the Delica. They
And
thought
a
it was
little
amazing.
bit sore about the Vectra.
Yeah. Little Miss Hubner is still gutted because that was the first car she ever drove. Was Vixella the Vectra.
And then they've not really been fans of Rita.
No, Rita's very cramped in the back.
Yeah, from a
How about
child
cup
perspective.
holders
She does
in
have
the
cup
rear
holders.
seat. Yeah, we'll try and get their thoughts later, but they've not had much experience of the Primera. Glyn Smith, when we get a bit more freedom in Wales, what have the Hublets got in mind that they're desperate to do?
I know they're going to answer this question later, but I think for the Hublets it's really just about seeing their friends.
Yeah.
And just doing normal kid things like, you know, going to your friend's house or hanging out and going to the beach.
Yeah.
Which they've not been able
Running
to do.
around a park.
Yeah. With other children. So I think that's...
Glyn also asks, what is your name? We haven't given this away
We
anyway.
haven't revealed it, shall
Do we want to keep that a mystery? This one's entirely up to you. I'm happy with whatever you want to go with.
Well, it keeps getting asked.
It does keep getting asked.
My name's Carly.
Can you believe it? She's got car in her name. Perfect. Rob C, one for the kids. We'll come back to that later. That's also for the kids from Cauliflower McPug.
Hang on, I think we should answer what we think they're going to say.
Okay, we'll do that. Rob C,
yeah.
do you secretly like new modern cars, or are older cars like Hubnet's more interesting? I think they like the older cars.
he loves the older cars. What's she saying? She wants a Tesla.
She does. She will. I guarantee she will mention Teslas later.
Tesla.
And do you know why? Because you can get Netflix in them.
Is that why?
That's why.
I didn't know that was the why.
Yeah. So I guarantee that will get mentioned later on. So I will act surprised. Cauliflower McPug, do the kids love the smell of old oil and grease yet? We do occasionally get comments, what's that smell as we're driving along?
Yeah.
Because Giselle in particular.
Yeah, Giselle has a smell.
Any car where you've got sort of air being drawn from the engine, and she does stink of petrol as well.
She's very petrol-y.
So
Myrtle has the burning smell.
Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, I'm not sure they love the smells yet.
I think he does. I think he does because he's involved with it.
Oh, Graham Cockerell in Australia also asks about what your name. He's guessing Mary.
Mary. I've got a Y on the end. No, definitely Carly.
Yeah. Julian Knight, would the Hubnet family like to do a continental road trip together?
Yes.
Yeah, we've even been discussing
100%,
it.
yes.
Yeah. What would we do? What the kids want to do? I'm not sure.
Whoa, no. We've talked about a little us one.
Oh yes.
Which is under discussion.
Yes. So more on that if it happens.
And then we've talked about a family one. We want to go to the Vendée in an Austin Montego.
Yeah. Yeah. I've actually managed to get an Austin Montego lined up, I think, for
Have
that
you?
trip. Yeah. Actually.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. We'll see if it all comes together, but that will be the plan.
And we've
Tin
got
Cassoulet.
the Tin Cassoulet of
And
victory.
we'll explain what that's all about in that video if it happens. That will be later this year. Yeah, he says the Primera is probably a good tour of a GSA. I really, really want to take Giselle, the GSA, to the continent because they just feel at home there. It's like taking the 2CV to France. It just feels the perfect car. MG Betts asking...
And she's not had the opportunity to do a big adventure.
No, not
Giselle.
yet. No, I bought her specifically to drive to Paris in May last year. That got cancelled, and I think this May it got sort of shoved back to the following year. I think that's also going to get cancelled. We're talking about having a sort of a G section road trip later in the year, but we'll see. Can't go on all of them, but it would be good to do something. MG Bets 1, what would the Hub Kids' dream cars be?
You know how this is going to go.
Yeah, we know that.
PL350, Tesla.
Yeah. Retronaut. Oh, that's about who you prefer your homeschooling lessons with. I think it's going to be me because they think I'm a soft touch.
Yeah, because the other day when I said your homeschool is going to be delivered by Ian today, they were like, "Oh yeah." I was like, "Oh, thank you."
Were they going, "Oh yeah" by the end of the day though? Because I was pestering them quite a lot to get stuff done.
They like you helping them.
I'm hopeless with the Welsh homework though.
Yeah, but
and didn't you pick a day that was full of Welsh?
Full of Welsh.
Three Welsh lessons. Oh, perfect. Yeah. Miss Hubnut, what is your favourite piece of pottery? We should have prepared. You could have bought it with us.
Oh yeah.
She's got a collection of hideous pottery.
So I love Silvac and Sadler pots.
I'll tell you what. We'll drop it in somewhere here. We'll drop in a picture.
The pot.
No, we'll put a picture of said pot.
Oh, but my favourite.
You're gonna have to pick one. We'll get back home. You will pick a pot. I wonder what it is.
I don't know. Like my donkey.
Oh, Retro North also has a question for me. Do you miss your hair? No, because I've seen what a nightmare your hair's been today. So, no, I don't miss my hair. Also, Mini Hubnut is growing his hair at the moment. And I'm seeing him go through that painful, just long enough to be irritating and not long enough to be cool stage
we've reached the David Beckham and Alice Band stage with him, bless him.
But which is good, because now we can see his face again. It's been a while, we haven't seen his face.
But he's grown it because he wants to have it cut off for the princess dress.
Yeah, he wants to do what I did, which I found that quite nice.
Yeah.
Because your daughter has already done that, hasn't she?
Yes, she has, yeah.
In fact, that's probably how we met.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
Me sharing tweets about the Little Princess Trust. So there you go. What a good charity. They've done so much for us. Flaming Hedgehog, what is a common replacement engine for Tuk? I don't think there is one. There is one that's got a Kubota diesel engine up in Scotland that someone's done. I think married to the CVT, bizarrely. But yeah, I think most people would just stick with the original Steyr-Puch flat twin. I'm aware I'm pronouncing that incorrectly. I don't care anymore. I've had so many people tell me how it's pronounced, and they're all different. So I'm just saying Steyr-Puch.
Okay, you run with your Steyr-Puch.
Yeah. So it was Flaming Hedgehog. Andrew James, what are your thoughts on a first generation Daihatsu Copen? The first generation is definitely the one to go for. That's got the screaming 660 turbo engine in. The later 1.3 non-turbo. Ooh. The one that looks like a shoe.
Oh, that was for sale up the road.
Yes, there was one.
I think they're glorious. I think they're beautiful.
I'm more Suzuki Cappuccino myself, just because rear wheel drive.
Yeah,
is
no,
more
I
fun.
like the Copen. And I could have a collection.
Yes, Daihatsu collection.
Yeah.
Rusting away. Yeah.
Whoa. Whoa.
Whoa. Reshead, greetings Team Hubnut. How did Ian end up in Wales? And what do the kids like most about being part of the Hubnut universe? We shall answer that later. I don't know what they like most.
I think it's you.
Oh.
I think they like having you in their world.
That's
no,
nice.
I don't think that. I know they love having you in their world. They love just being with you, and they love that he is as daft as they are. So
it's the daftest household you can ever imagine. Yeah.
For example, Mini Hubnut and Mr. Hubnut here went off metal detecting the other day.
Yeah.
With a brand new metal detector, which they weren't sure if it worked. I mean, it does. It's a reputable one. So to test this, Mr. Hubnut buried his house keys.
And then said, find them. Thankfully he did.
He did, yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we've got a lot of rock with metal in it around here. So
yeah.
in quite a lot of false readings. We haven't found any treasure yet.
No, but that's a whole other story about the whys and the wherewithals of it. I'm very lucky that a friend of mine is big into metal detecting, so just give me a few pointers.
But yeah, how I ended up in Wales, well, me and my previous partner just wanted to live somewhere beautiful. And Wales is beautiful. And fairly cheap as well, importantly. I needed somewhere where I'd have space for cars. And so that's why we came here. And I haven't regretted it for a moment. It's just a wonderful place to live. Not always easy living in rural parts, because you have so much that you take for granted in cities that's just not available. But it's rather nice here, and the locals aren't bad either. James G, if you could choose one of the cars you've sold in the past to have in the current fleet, what would it be? Oh, there's so many. The Rover P6 in tobacco leaf, the XM would be quite nice to have back. The Honda SMX I greatly liked, but yeah, Betty the Ford Fairmont. Yeah, a year ago I was in Melbourne driving around in a Holden Ute, having the time of my life. So I like that as well. I only borrowed that one.
We want to kind of look into the lost and found bit, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, not just Ian's, but we know that a lot of you have cars that you've lost and would like to find again. So it's something we're pondering.
Keep talking. I'm just.
I've got to keep talking. I don't mind talking about that actually. It's a bit of an idea we've got, inspired by somebody in Aberystwyth who's looking for an MG midget, MG midget for an MGB, one or t'other. And there are lots of people that have had a car that they've lost, that they feel very sorry that they've lost, and they'd like to find again, like Myrtle and Ian. So we want to do a sort of lost and found with Ian talking about Myrtle and various other cars that, well, no, there's not various other cars that come back, are there? Just Myrtle.
No, there has been another one. There was a Citroen BX which I sold to a friend and then bought back, but sadly by the time it came back it was ruined.
Sold again.
Yeah. Yeah. In fact, almost exactly, it was this month. We're recording this in February. A number of years ago I sold that BX, and a friend of mine collected it to take to a friend, and it snapped the pedal box along the way. It was quite stressful for all involved.
Oh dear.
James G also asks Miss Hubnut, what made you decide to join Hubnut full time?
So I did love my job. I wasn't doing that job, but I was doing various jobs within the same company for 9 years, and when Ian came into my life, we very quickly realised that having a full-time job and a Hubnut weren't really conducive to each other, because obviously Ian needs to go off well in a normal year.
In a normal year I'll be all over the place
and do things, and we like to be together as a family, as a couple. So doing my job, I wouldn't have been able to do that. There would have been only certain times that I would be able to do that. I'm also very fortunate that we've been able to do that, because I've always been a working mum, and it means, I'm sure as everybody knows, when you're a working mum, sometimes you miss out, you lose moments, So now I know I'm stuck home educating with them every day and grumbling about it.
I mean, we've been so fortunate there, really. I mean, you haven't actually been able to do that much.
No.
You haven't appeared in as many videos because you've been stuck homeschooling. But if you were still working,
it would have been very, very.
It would have been very difficult. So I would have had to do the homeschooling and wouldn't be able to make videos at all. We did that for the first few weeks of this year, and it was exhausting for everybody, and it was emotional for everybody. So this way, and it's for the quality of life for the children as well. You know, if we want to go off to Europe or we want to do a trip to wherever in the UK, we can. We don't have to think about other commitments. And also, I think he just needed a little bit of organisation. Just a bit. Yeah.
So that's something that's happening slowly but surely. So yeah, lots of reasons why I wanted to join Hublet. You know, I just can't bear being apart from him. Really.
Oh. Now everyone's being sick at home.
I know.
Yeah. Alan Ellis, have you ever had any of your neighbours wondering why you were talking to yourself when you're making your videos? Occasionally baffle the folk here, but we don't film at home anymore.
Well, on the occasions where we have, they just kind of walk past with a, oh yeah, Hublet. Yeah.
Because there are times we were sat in front of the cars, filming mailbags and stuff, and they're just walking past, going, "What on earth is going on?" And
then, but now they're just like, yeah, Hublet.
Paige Greer again. Are Hublets going nuts because they can't see friends? I think we've covered that really. But
although Mini Miss Hublet does have very long conversations with her best friend via FaceTime.
Yes, I mean this is the generation that is so used to video calling and all that sort of thing. So yeah. But
yeah, they miss actually interacting with their friends.
Chris Riley, which is better to drive, Rita or the Primera? The Primera is certainly quicker and I think handles better, but the Rover has a better ride and that sense of ambience. So, I love that interior. Yeah,
but I don't love how cramped you feel.
Yeah, you do feel so cocooned.
You feel so cramped. And I'm not exactly the tallest person. But when I get into Rita, I always bang my head. And I think, how on earth can I bang my head?
Yeah, because you're tiny. So I think I would rate the Primera overall, but it's a bit unfair because we're doing petrol versus diesel, and the engine dynamics are so very different.
Yeah, I mean,
Rita has low down torque, and the Primera does not.
Yeah. So I mean, Rita's a plodder, isn't she? She is a plodder.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't really hurry her. She just ambles along at her own. She's rather like Titch, our little dog. So we now have 2 dogs, one of who is quite elderly. Oh, seems to be running out of battery.
Oh.
It's a bit worrisome. Might have to pause while I sort that out.
I think we should do a little Twitter reveal on these t-shirts as well.
Oh, the t-shirts we're wearing that we're going to reveal in this video.
Yeah, but also we can reveal them on Twitter as well.
Okay. Social media secretary, you see. You can follow her as Miss Hublet on Twitter. I am Hublet Vids. This one is from someone called Per. I'm guessing Scandinavian. Stala Mittet? Stala Mittet?
I like you're asking me.
Yeah. If you were to buy a new daily driver for up to £10,000, well, that rules out a new car immediately, doesn't it? Because new cars are ferociously expensive these days. What would it be? Oh,
we've got to go new.
Yeah, probably be a Dacia
I know.
Duster. What?
Citroen Ami.
No.
Yes.
They're hopeless.
It says new, up to £10,000. The Ami fits.
But it's hopeless and does 30 miles an hour.
And then I don't have to learn to drive because it's sans permis.
Sans permis in France. Not so much here. You'd have to do your CBT at least.
Oh.
Yeah, I get you. But yeah, more realistically, a Dacia of some sort probably.
Do you know, is the Duster still in that price bracket?
I think so. Certainly second hand, so it would be newish. I think you can get them for a 3-cylinder engine. Chris Skellhorn asks how all of us feel about Bond Bugs, Reliant Ants, Amphicars, DAF 44s, Trabants and Ford 100Es.
Hublets.
And then, how do we feel about them? Okay. Yes, I would own all of those, with the possible exception of the Ford 100E. I'm afraid that side valve engine and the 3-speed gearbox, especially the gap between second and third, is too much. Now the 107E, which had the newer 105E Anglia engine in the old body, I really like those. Very underrated classic. So I would have one of those. I think they were Ford Prefects, the 107Es. Yeah, I would like one of those. And all the others are odd, and I like them.
Yes. I think the bomb bug is fabulous.
Yeah, I need to do a video on a bomb bug. I think
Yeah.
I've had a few offers. I need to catch up. I really need to invite people to resubmit, because I've changed the email account and details are so long. I've had so many offers on record for so long. I think it's probably time to refresh.
I've just got a vision of these cars over time going into the fleet, leaving the fleet. Yeah. The Trabant you very much want, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Trabants. Cherrybus 13. For the kids, did you like cars as much before Mr. Hubnet entered your life? We'll let them answer that. And what were your favourites in the days before Hubnet?
I would say
to find out.
I think it would be the Hyundai Santa Fe, and possibly Volvo Estate.
Okay, we shall see.
Not
the original Paulie.
Wait. Previa.
Yeah, Toyota Previa.
Yes, Toyota Previa.
Some rear lights for which we still got in the bedroom.
Yes, as every couple should have.
Yes.
Previa lights in the bedroom and spark plugs for a
We
car.
really need to wire them up so they've got.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, I got spark plugs for what was it? The City Rover.
Yes.
I've still got. Yes. Miss Hubnet, when are you convincing Mr. Hubnet to buy a Mark 5 or Mark 6 Escort?
Well, I would. We will. The other day you said we will have to have one at some point.
Did you get me drunk or something?
No, you definitely said that.
No.
I distinctly heard that.
Moving swiftly on, Mr. Hubnet, MCW Metro Bus drive for 75,000 subscribers. Would love to. Holding out for a Mark 1 Metro bus, but yes, would very much like to drive a Metro bus. Very much the bus of my childhood. I used to call them Missy buses for reasons I don't fully understand.
Aww.
I don't know why.
I like how
because
you swiftly moved on from the Escort.
Yeah, moving swiftly on even more. Chisel Chin Jim. The Hubnet store has many fine items for purchase: clothing, mugs, stickers, and keyrings. Thank you.
Did you pay him for this?
Is there a dream item that Mr. Hubnet would like to add in the future? E.g. model cars or kits of the Hubnet fleet? Oh, I like that idea.
That's lovely.
I don't know if I've got any dream idea. I was talking about flags this morning, wasn't I?
Yes, we were.
Yeah. Especially the new design that we're going to reveal later in this video.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I've not really got any dream ideas.
I saw somebody who's made... When I was a child, I used to love these cardboard cutouts that you got of little houses.
Oh, yes.
And I've seen somebody who's done a caravan and little camping set in cardboard. And if we could have a little cardboard Tuk and a little cardboard Ellie,
that'd be amazing.
That would be brilliant.
That can't be too impossible, can it?
I would love to do. I'm so sorry, I can't remember who it was, but that was on their Etsy, and I just thought that was awesome. So if they could do similar for Tuk and Ellie in particular, they'd be glorious as little cardboard cutouts. Definitely. We are constantly talking about merchandise.
Yep.
Because do we have lives outside of Hubnet?
No, not ever so
really,
much.
Not
No,
really.
it's kind of all consuming.
But yeah, it's lovely. We had a lot of feedback recently about things that we should add. And we get really excited when we get new things.
We do.
Yeah.
Yeah, the excitement is real. Also asked the Hublets when they get fed up with homeschooling, what kind of hobbies do they have?
Well, Mini Hubnet loves to build things. He is a big Lego fan. There's nothing... I wish I had infinite money because I would just buy him Lego models all the time, because there's nothing better for his headspace than just sitting and doing a serious Lego model.
Yeah, how long did it take him to build the space station? like a day?
It wasn't even that. It was
Yeah.
3 hours. I nearly cried. It was
Yeah.
a 16 plus set and he did it in 3 hours.
He just gets so focused.
Yeah. He's got his little building table and everything.
Mm.
Mini Miss Hubnet, she is big into social media. TikTok is her thing.
Yeah.
She has a ring light. She has a GoPro. She loves that. She loves that. But she also spends hours upon hours drawing. She's just
quite
about,
the artist.
Yeah, she's just about to do GCSE art. And I think she's absolutely going to thrive with that because she is always drawing. She brought me some drawings yesterday.
Miss Hubnet, how are you doing? We don't see you hardly enough on the channel with the homeschooling going on. How do you keep sane? She doesn't.
Keep sane.
Really doesn't.
How do I keep sane? home educating for everybody that's involved in it is very difficult. And I do what I can for the Hublet channel. You don't see the kind of behind the scenes bits that I do, so I can do all the merchandising and things like that at home. And actually, sitting packing merchandise is one of the things.
It's a bit of escapism.
It's a bit of escapism. Yeah. I sit there with my music on and I pack parcels, and that helps me. I love to cook. Routine is quite helpful for me as well. So this week's been a bit of a washout, but next week we'll be back on our routine, which means I'll be exercising every day as well. So that's the kind of things that keep me sane, but it is definitely a fine line at the moment. And we are 4 weeks away.
It's exactly a month, isn't it?
from the end of home educating here. So it's a delicate balance.
We got one question left. This appears to be the final one. It's from Ryan Callahan. I'm glad you're enjoying the ratchet. Oh yes, the little orange yarn. Have I got it nearby? I love that ratchet. Oh, it's somewhere nearby.
He's obsessed.
Yeah, beautiful ratchet. What is actually in those tool chests? These ones behind me.
I love that you think he knows.
Yeah, I see them lurking in the background, but I don't think I've ever seen anything come out of or go into them. I tend to keep them out of shot for no particular reason, just because there is an awful lot of stuff in there. Someone very kindly donated it. He was retiring from. He was only tinkering at home in his garage, but he used to do all his own servicing, and he very kindly gave me both of these tool chests, which are packed full of tools, most of which I'm scared to use. And
when we get a little bit more organised, I'm sure we could do a proper tour. That'd be nice.
We'll do that in a future video, because we're running on. This is getting very lengthy, this video, and we haven't even spoken to the Hublets yet.
Oh no!
But, we will go through there, because there's some amazing stuff. I don't even know what some of it
we
is.
Run off with the mailbag.
Yeah, they really wanted to be in that. But given some of the items, especially the ones which will not be making the cut of the family-friendly video, probably best they weren't here.
There was a second question on there.
Was there?
Yes, cheeky second question.
Oh, I've always had a soft spot for the Bedford Rascal. Any plans to find one for a test? I would love to. Steph at iDriver Classic has driven a camper, which must be a very interesting experience, a 1 litre camper van. But I would like to drive a standard van, because one was in my childhood. My dad had one at his place of work. I remember travelling in the back of it, sitting on the wheel arch, holding my sister in her pushchair. Different times.
Oh, a little bit like us in the Renault Traffic.
I'd love to drive a Renault Traffic as well, or a Master. So I'd like to do a lot more vans.
We used to do the school run, and we'd take it upon us to see who could stand up for the longest without getting...
I have memories of taking my friends to the pub in a transit van, and it had a little hole in the window, but otherwise it was a bulkhead.
The little,
and every time I braked, I'd hear them, because they were just staggering around the back, bang, and crash into the bulkhead.
I had one of my finest moments. Actually, that sounds dodgy. One of my finest moments trying to get into the back of a van. That sounds dodgy.
Yeah, that does sound dodgy. No, there wasn't. It was the one we'd already done about the store.
Okay.
It just seems to be slightly reordering. So I hope we've covered all the questions. I hope we've answered your question there. Thank you very much. Those are the questions of the channel members and the patrons. So we released the video a little early for them as a bit of a thank you, because frankly I don't do enough for my channel members and patrons. So thank you ever so much. And then we'll release it to everyone else a bit later on. But we've just got
Ian and the Hublets will be back a little bit later.
The big reveal. Are we going to do that now?
Oh, are we doing the big reveal now?
I think we're going to do it now, and then we'll get the Hublets.
Okay, how are we going to do this gracefully?
Off camera is how we're going to do it, and we will return. Right, are you ready for the big reveal? Here we go! Yes, my friend Graham has come up with this remarkable tool design. I love that is my Halford ratchet that he's managed to replicate on it. So these are now available at the Hublet store. So grab them while you can.
I think you need to just mention this bit down here.
Oh yeah. The quality tinkering, quality not guaranteed. Because Hubnut. Right, we'll be back momentarily with the Hublets. Well, hello and welcome to the second element of this. It's the kiddie Q&A. The Hublets are here. And the first question for you pair is, what is your favourite film? Great, we like some thinking time. We can always edit the thinking time out.
I got it.
Okay, what's yours?
Deadpool 2.
A very funny film. Very silly. Very funny. Yeah.
Ooh, my one's gotta be Pacific Rim.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen that one. Favourite song or piece of music?
Oh, song. Without You by That Kid Laurie.
Okay.
Actually, I haven't got a favourite song. I just like most songs.
Okay, yeah. It is quite a music-loving family, I must admit, which is a good thing. Ian Ellis, would you let the mini Hubnuts choose a car to add to the fleet without your influence? Maybe one day. And would they be able to agree on what it should be?
Would we? Yeah, we totally agree to that.
Oh, really?
Would we?
What would it be then? 3, 2, 1.
Old Rover.
No.
Land
no,
Rover.
no.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, Land Rover, yeah.
Okay, so an old Land Rover, okay. I wouldn't say no to that. Shane Marsh says, what's it like having a cool, fun stepdad? Seriously? That lets you drive around fields in cars. And what's the first place you want to go to after lockdown?
It's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool having Ian.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Probably I want to go to the Field of Dreams so I can drive cars again.
I'd probably want to go to my friend's house.
Yes, I think we're all missing our friends very much. But you just want to drive more cars.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's fair enough.
But you do it faster next time.
Nigel Hancock asks, what's your favourite food?
Pizza.
Really?
Yeah.
You eat so many things.
I like pizza.
And pizza's the best. Homemade pizza?
Yeah, homemade pizza.
Miss
Frozen
Hubnut,
peas with sugar.
which is a strange one, but hey, peas are healthy, so that's good.
Yeah, but
Yes, but sugar is not.
No, but in moderation, it's fine. Right, Les Palmer and Mr. Mark UK1 both ask what your favourite cars are.
What, of the fleet?
No, favourite cars, full stop.
Tesla Model Y or an X.
And why is that?
Because it's got, like, you can camp in it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got Netflix, so then when you camp, you can watch Netflix.
See, told you. We guessed that might be the answer earlier.
Well, it used to be a Marauder, but now I've grown for a liking for a 2CV because you can just take them apart and rebuild them, basically replace every part of them.
Mm.
And just as long as you know where everything went and how to make it work, you can basically just rebuild your own 2CV.
Well, there you go. I thought you were going to say Peel P50. Having just had one as your birthday cake, which was very, very epic, made by Miss Hubnut. What do the Hublets think of the Primera? You've only had one short ride in it so far.
I don't think I have.
You had a short ride, we came up here in it.
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't.
I kind of
Yeah, you did,
I kinda
because we all went for a walk afterwards.
Oh, yes.
See, it left that much of an impression. It's not the most interesting car I've ever owned.
No.
I will concede.
It
But,
doesn't say hello.
Yeah. He says, because you've seen so many changes with the Delica, Vectra, Rover, Primera. Do you have a favourite of those?
It's got to be
Delica.
Yeah, we thought it might be the Delica.
Big.
Rob C's got one for the kids. Do you secretly like new modern cars, or are older cars like Hubnut's more interesting? Be honest.
Older cars because they're more repairable than newer cars.
Mm-hmm.
Newer
very true.
ones because they's cool.
Because I've got Netflix in some of them, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Cauliflower McPug, he's someone I met in New Zealand. He says, do the kids love the smell of old oil and grease yet?
Yes.
Yeah, we've
Excellent.
always kind of liked it.
Julian Knight asks whether we'd like to do a continental road trip together.
Yeah.
Which car do you think we should use?
2CV.
2CV, okay.
Oh, yeah, but it'd be fun.
Okay, MG Bet 1, what would your dream cars be? You're allowed one each, no expense spared, so anything you want, any expense. Yeah, predictable.
2-engine 2CV.
Ooh, nice. 2CV Sahara. Retronaut asks, who do you prefer your homeschooling lessons with, me or Miss Hubnut?
I don't know, really. I kind of like them both.
That's good. The pressure's on. I'm here. You prefer... Oh, fine. Oh, I won't take it personally. Is that just because she speaks Welsh and is cleverer?
Well, not cleverer, but she does speak Welsh.
That is
me
beautiful.
a bin bag to like read off.
Yeah. Because the bin bag has got translations of Welsh recycling words. So I thought that was very clever.
Yeah, it was.
Rezhead, what do the kids like most about being part of the Hubnut universe?
Being able to
Drive.
drive and look at how cars are built and fixed.
Excellent. Paige Greer, are the Hublets going nuts because they can't see their friends?
Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah, they really are. They're climbing up the walls.
I FaceTime my friend a lot though.
Yes, we did mention that. But the thing, it's good that you can keep in touch, even though you can't actually see them in person. Terrybus13, or Chris Turner, as his actual name is, did you like cars as much before Mr. Hubnut entered your lives?
No. Well, I didn't know as much cars, but I still did like a lot of cars beforehand.
Not with me, I got bored every time someone said something about cars.
But did you have any favourite cars before I turned up?
Yes,
The
What was
Previa.
yours?
the Mercedes G-Wagon.
So Mercedes G-Wagon, and we thought someone might mention the Previa.
Yeah.
Paulie, the original Paulie. The Delica was Big Paulie.
Yeah, but Paulie's now gone to Banger
A rally
racing.
driver.
Yeah, Car Heaven. Had one more lap of glory, and Paulie has gone, sadly. Oh no, we got Finley's. I forgot Finley's questions. Sorry, Finley, I've got them here. Mini Hubnut, this is just for you.
Okay.
What is the worst car ever?
Oh, I don't know now, I guess.
Yeah, pressure's on because you're going to have to be rude about a car someone likes. I don't like being asked the worst car ever.
The worst car ever's got to be the Rogue 75.
Ooh! He
I-
remembers the pain of the alternator change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just not a very good car to work on.
No, that is true. What would you like as a first car?
2CV.
Okay. What would you like to join the Hubnut fleet?
An old Land Rover.
Excellent. And what's the best car you've ever been in?
2CV, because just the way that it turns is so...
Excellent.
Makes us feel weird.
Right, don't worry, we've got some questions for you as well.
Okay.
The best Hubnut car?
Oh, Ellie.
Yes, has to be. Your favourite car, modern or classic? I think we've already covered that one, Finley. I think we know what that is. Or do you have a favourite classic car as well?
Ellie.
Okay, 2CV wins again. And which Hubnut car would you like to drive in? Or learn to drive in?
Ellie.
Ah, excellent. I'll have to get some more L plates. Those are from Finley, so thank you very much.
Thank you.
And that is the end of Q&A. So thank you very much for watching, and we shall see you in a future video. Farewell.
Bye.
Come on, go.